Coming up, we'll reflect on one of Fayetteville's largest and loudest tourist attractions.
We'll also visit several family-friendly fall events and participate in a local festival. I'm Madison Marsh.
And I'm Maddie Moss. Welcome to the It's Fall edition of Breaking the Leash.
Fayetteville is local.
Fayetteville is inclusive.
Fayetteville is colorful.
Fayetteville is community.
Fayetteville is creativity.
Fayetteville is funky.
Fayetteville is home.
It's fall, y'all. Green leaves are turning orange, pumpkin spice lattes are replacing iced mochas, and boots are back in season.
The new time of year has brought change to the community.
Here to feature Fayetteville in the fall is reporter Lainey Daniels.
Fall is here, everyone. The leaves are changing, the air is getting cooler, and pumpkin spice lattes are back. This is a special time here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. The change in color, weather, and overall environment affects just about every aspect of life, from the events around town to the mood of the people.
I love the fall. It's my favorite season, so I'm usually more energetic this time of year. I get to dress in all of my warm accoutrements, my scarves and my gloves and the changing colors. People seem to be more active, going out to dinner a little bit more, I think gearing up for the holidays, so they still have more time, to hang out with each other before life gets really busy leading up to Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, it makes me happy. Yeah.
I think the sun going down sooner kind of makes me a little more mellow. Not sad in any way, just kind of like more low-key, and I take things slowly.
I feel like I just feel cozier, more at home.
We haven't eaten together in like 2 months. And because it's fall, we came to our Segas and ate.
True.
It brings us together.
Although the weather this year hasn't been its usual, slowly but surely it's beginning to get nice and cool outside.
It's not so freaking hot outside. Except it's going to be 87 degrees in a couple of days, so whatever.
How cool it gets. Because after work, I come home and I just feel extra cozy. Can just sit by the fire and watch a good movie.
Fall in Fayetteville is not a time to miss. From the colors and the activities, it brings joy to the streets and to the people of Northwest Arkansas. From Breaking the Leash, I'm Lainey Daniels. Back to the studio.
From visiting pumpkin patches to sipping on apple cider at a local cafe, the fall festivities in Northwest Arkansas are endless.
A fun way to get festive for fall is to visit Farmland Adventures.
The family-friendly environment is a place welcoming people of all ages.
From navigating your way through the corn maze to finding the perfect pumpkin in the patch, there are many activities for the whole family to enjoy. Reporter Allie Smith has the story.
Farmland Adventures is a family-friendly organization filled with many fun fall activities. With a pumpkin patch, a corn maze, and a petting zoo, Farmland Adventures has something for everyone in the family to enjoy.
Farmland Adventures is a family-owned, family-oriented agritourism business. The most popular activity at Farmland Adventures is probably the pig race. People love to see the little pigs race around the track for an Oreo cookie.
My favorite part is just probably how much fun the kids have. It just seems like a really, really cool place with all the animals and the maze.
Our favorite part about the Farmland Adventures has probably been the sunflower field so far. We've gotten a lot of good pictures.
Farmland Adventures has an atmosphere that makes all families feel comfortable.
So the atmosphere here is definitely very, family oriented, family fun. There's a lot of kids. Got a petting zoo, so it's very comfortable. I feel like you can kind of go with anybody.
It's a really cool atmosphere. I mean, if you look around and see all the kids running around crazy and, getting lost in the maze, and it's just really cool to see.
It's a lot of fun. The atmosphere is really fun. It's really pretty, a lot of things for kids to do, a lot of family-friendly activities.
Compared to other corn mazes and pumpkin patches, Farmland Adventures offers a wide variety of activities for families to enjoy.
I would say that Farmland Adventures is different than other corn mazes just because you kind of have multiple opportunities to do like a smaller corn maze or a bigger corn maze.
And this place is just so much bigger and there's just so much more things to do for the kids. The ones that I've been to in the past were just pretty much a small little maze and a few pumpkins. But I think this place has like face painting and pony rides and all the animals and all that good stuff.
Farmland Adventures is a great place for families to spend time together this fall. For Breaking the Leash, I'm reporter Allie Smith. Back to the studio.
Farmland Adventures is open now through November 4th. For more information, you can visit farmlandadventures.com.
Beyond the farmland, more autumn adventures await at the Apple Fest.
The Apple Festival was founded in 1975 and brings arts and crafts, fair foods, kids' activities, and apples galore to the Northwest Arkansas region every October.
The festival is everything apple. From eating free apple slices to finding a year-long supply of apple jelly, the Apple Festival has something for every kind of apple lover. Reporter Lillian Adams has more.
The Arkansas Apple Festival in Lincoln, Arkansas is a great addition to fall activities. With games, arts and crafts, and vendors, there's sure to be something for the entire family to enjoy.
Apple Festival is just a real community event. It's been going on for 42 years. It is crafts, it is gospel singing, it's, apples galore, apple butter, apple dumplings, apple bread, apple everything. So it's really just something for one time a year for everybody in the community to come together.
Family comes together, there's crafters, we have lots of carnival food, we have a kids world where kids can play and have fun. So really just a family event where there's crafters.
Besides serving as a fun family event, the Apple Festival has also served as an event that brings the community of Lincoln together.
I've participated in it for the last 29 years. It's just something the city's really proud of. It's something that anybody that come out here yesterday or today see that we have thousands and thousands of people that come.
We're a small town. It also gives a reason for people to come in and see what Lincoln's about. And just like I said, there's people that's lived here a long time. Just important for them, everybody to get together and really just visit. And also they just love seeing the crafts, getting the free apple slices, the apple cider.
This is my 4th year to volunteer, so we do security. So we'll walk around to vendors if they're by themselves, and we might offer to watch their booth while they get a drink or take a break. Then we're in the information booth. If people need help finding a vendor that's been here for several years, we'll let them know where they're located. So it's a good time.
The Apple Festival will continue to stay a fun fall tradition. If you're interested in being a volunteer or a vendor at the next event, please visit their website, arapplefestival.org. For Breaking the Leash, I'm reporter Lillian Adams. Back to the desk.
For more information about the Apple Festival, you can visit arapplefestival.org.
The fall festivities do not end here. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is the world's largest charity motorcycle rally, hosted right here in Fayetteville.
Throughout the past 17 years, the rally has raised over $1.5 million for charity by bringing in people from all over the nation.
People not only come to the rally to show off their bikes, but to attend music festivals, visit vendors, and meet people from a multitude of places. Reporter Sky Becerra is here with more.
For a few days in September, the streets and neighborhoods of Fayetteville were humming with the sound of bikes and blues. The annual gathering has brought together many tourists and excitement.
For us with our guests, it's pretty easy. Because we're here on Dixon Street though, we do get a lot of people wandering around, and we have to make sure they kind of respect our property, and most people do. It's not a rowdy crowd at all.
We feel extremely welcome. The people here are also friendly and welcoming to every place we go. Yeah.
Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is not only about the bikes, but also about the environment and bringing people from different cities and different towns together, while sharing a common interest.
My favorite part about Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is getting to meet people from different places.
Part is just all the people. We love to just see people watch and see all the different people and the different bikes and stuff.
I've worked here 8 years, so it's been my 8th time, and it's a lot of fun. The first couple of years it was obviously strange and new, and there were lots and lots of people. These last 5 years, the organizers of the event have spread out events so that there are things going on at the county fairgrounds, there are things going on up in Springdale, up in Bentonville and Rogers, and so it's not as chaotic down here in Fayetteville or on Dixon Street.
Not only does Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue have lots of activities, but it allows a diverse group of people to experience Fayetteville while celebrating a special event.
You can just walk around and talk to different people and shop and stuff.
We have several friends that ride bikes and like to come over and check it out. And so we just kind of follow. We're actually at Medicine Stone this weekend, which is another big, it's a music festival down on the Illinois River. So it kind of just adds to the fun. We like to come up here and check it out for the day.
It's funny, I tell people it's just like a crazy sort of dream, and then Sunday morning when everything's gone, everything's cleaned up, it's like when you woke up from your dream and you go, wow, that was kind of cool.
So don't miss out on your next opportunity to have a fun night out. From Breaking the Leash, I'm Sky Becerra. Back to the studio.
The rally is already scheduled for September 26th through the 29th next fall. For more information on this event, visit bikesbluesandbbq.org.
The fall weather is perfect to get outdoors and get active. The Chili Pepper Cross Country Festival offers a 10K, 5K, and 1 mile dash.
Offering an off-road course and a celebratory Mexican food feast after the race, the event is held at the University of Arkansas and is now one of the premier running events in America.
Reporter Ian Lynn participated in the race and brings us more.
Here at Chili Pepper, racers come from far and wide to represent their school in this traditional cross-country meet. We wanted to know how everyone involved, including these talented athletes, prepare for this event.
We have about 9 meets in a season on average. Chili Pepper is probably the most important because it's our home meet. It's our home course, home meet, and it's our biggest fundraiser, so it's definitely the most important. It's a much bigger meet, so you have free tacos for all the kids after they run, and there's music, and there's vendors, and they're the coolest t-shirts around, and it's just huge, you know. The starting line is packed. It's just like a sea of bodies taking off, so it's just a big meet. You know, we kind of ease up a little bit on Chili Pepper Week because we want our kids to have a great race there because a lot of college coaches are watching that meet because it's so big. But for the most part, we just, you know, push on through, keep working hard because the ultimate goal is November 3rd. So Chili Pepper is just one step to get us there.
Before the race, usually I just kind of set a goal for what time I want to get. And I try not to freak out too much. So trying to just kind of like keep an optimistic mindset, and a lot of times listening to music will help to get me motivated. Chili Pepper is probably, one of the most important races that we run, considering it's the biggest. And there are teams from out of state, from Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, that come to run it, and we're the home team, and so it's kind of, we get this sense of pride if we do well in it.
Just getting ready and throughout practice, you know, kind of thinking, just getting my splits down, everything. I try not to stress too much about it because then I don't want to be nervous and tense for the race. For this race, we typically don't go as hard as normal meets. Since it's a really big meet, we like to taper. Not a lot, but taper some so our legs are fresher. So we'll still do our typical distance runs, tempo runs, speed workouts, but just not as intense. This is a very important race because it's, like I said earlier, such a big race. There's a lot of colleges here, a lot of college coaches, and it's nationally recognized as one of the biggest races and best. And it's just a great race.
With hard work and dedication, the Chili Pepper will continue to be a yearly tradition for athletes and the community around it. For Breaking the Leash, I'm Ian Lynn. Back to the studio.
For more information, you can visit chilipepperfestival.org.
In the midst of festivities, it is important to acknowledge a day in November that is very special, but often goes by with a little recognition.
Veterans Day, recognized on November 11th, is a celebration to honor American veterans for their willingness to sacrifice their lives for the ideals and goals of the United States of America.
This day is quite precious to many Americans, especially to veterans and the families of those who have served. Reporter Chris Rogers spoke with veterans and VA employees to share the importance of this holiday.
Veterans Day is the day we celebrate the lives of those who have served our country. Although it is a federal holiday, Veterans Day is one of many holidays that are forgotten by the public.
So there was an armistice between Germany and basically France and England and the United States. There was no peace treaty. Nobody won. And so that's when they got the date for Veterans Day. And so that was called Armistice Day. Okay, then later on, they changed it to Veterans Day.
Veterans Day came about on November the 11th, at the 11th hour, the armistice that was to end the War of All Wars, World War I, was signed. And so therefore, in honor of our veterans who have fought in many wars since then, on the 11th day of the 11th hour of the 11th month, we begin our ceremonies that honor our veterans.
Oh, I have people coming in here maybe at least once or twice a week, you know, just visiting, coming in and visiting individually, yes. I appreciate really what the people does. Even after I come out of service, well, people that run into me knew that where I'd been. Well, a lot of them hugged me, you know, and just thanked me very well.
On Thursday, November the 9th, at 11 a.m., remember, it's the 11th month and the 11th hour, the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks will host our annual Veterans Day honor ceremony. And we would like the community to come in. They're most graciously invited. If you have a veteran in your family who has not been to one, you're most graciously invited. We will be in the Building 3 auditorium.
Although Veterans Day is forgotten by many, there are still members of the community that help make it happen. Through these people, veterans will get the honor that they deserve on Veterans Day. For Breaking the Leash, I'm reporter Chris Rogers. Back to the studio.
Veterans Day is not just another day of the year, but it is a time to recognize those who have served our nation and granted us the freedom we enjoy every day.
Many veterans have not been shown the gratitude and appreciation that they deserve. The Vietnam War was an era in particular where veterans were not welcomed home or thanked for their service.
It is essential to remember all that our veterans have done and acknowledge that it is not too late today to express our gratitude for their sacrifice.
Our producer, Sarah Gardner, doesn't get much attention during the Breaking the Leash shows, but works tirelessly to dot all the I's and cross all the T's for this show's success. She also has taken a lifelong initiative in showing appreciation and bridging the gap between youth and veterans of foreign wars. Sarah has recently completed a documentary addressing the importance of thanking veterans with special regards to Vietnam.
The Vietnam War was an era in which a lack of patriotism was evident. Veterans were disregarded for their sacrifice despite their selflessness, courage, and willingness to answer the call to duty to preserve freedom.
They blamed the veterans, the soldiers and Marines, each of us. They blamed us for a war that wasn't our fault. We were just doing our duty.
They didn't ignore the veterans that came back. They actually mistreated them. I mean, they would come off the airplanes in civilian airports and they would be spat upon. They'd be called baby killers. Their uniforms, if they were wearing their uniforms, were ripped off their backs. They were told basically not to if they could avoid. So here's somebody who spent the last year in combat serving their country, coming back and being told, you know, you're a bunch of baby killers or just horrible people.
My country called me and I was willing to go. I knew there was a great need and I hated to leave family, but I was willing to go because I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew that my country needed me.
Their sacrifice is something never diminished by time. Although they may have faced hatred upon their arrival home, it is not too late today to express our gratitude for their sacrifice. Youth volunteers at the Veterans Hospital have a unique, first-hand understanding of this concept that gives hope of a united America with the bridge built between the generational gap.
Vietnam veterans are really special to be able to serve because whenever they were in the service, they weren't always respected the way that we wish they were. And so it's my opportunity to say thank you to them and to give them that thank you that they didn't get to hear at the time of their war, so that way they know that their service was valued and that we are appreciative for what they did for our country, because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have the rights and the liberties and the chances to live freely that we do today.
So many of them never got the respect that they deserved. But now I feel like we have a chance to do that. We have an opportunity to respect them.
I love getting the chance to visit with them and hear what their experiences were like, and to really just gain a piece of knowledge from them, because what they have is so much more valuable than anything I'm ever going to be able to receive from a textbook.
America would not be the nation as we know it today without each and every one of these American heroes who have defined patriotism and heroism unlike any other. We must never forget their sacrifice.
To give away what they gave away, time in their lives, and to fight for other people, I mean, I feel like there's no better word to describe someone who does that than a hero. Even though you're not their child or you're not their brother or sister, they are willing to lay down their lives for people they don't even know. And I think that it's amazing, and I think it's a crime, the way that some people treat veterans, but I don't think that there's nothing we can do about that.
We need to understand where our freedom has come from and why it is that we have to have a strong military to defend ourselves and to keep freedom available. We're only one generation from losing that if we're not careful.
Veterans Day and every day, we can express our gratitude to American veterans by saying thank you and by volunteering.
That's all we have for this month's edition of Breaking the Leash.
Be sure to follow our Instagram and Twitter pages at FHS Bulldog TV to stay updated. I'm Maddie Moss.
And I'm Madison Marsh. We'll see you next month.